All right, everyone, welcome back. As my friends laugh at me for doing the thing to help me with editing, but they're muted, so at least they're not laughing at my face. But I can see them. Fortunately, you can't.
But we can't hear your clap, bro.
I can hear
Cancel
it.
thing did it again.
I know.
All right,
I can
fine.
hear it, and that's the important thing.
Well,
Does
we
it make
ruined
it
it. Let's
okay.
begin.
Let's begin
Okay.
again. Welcome back to Ryam, everyone. But now I can hear Will, I guess, scraping his shoulder with sandpaper, maybe?
No, I got sawdust on my sweater. I'm
That
not
really
actually explaining myself.
Like you do.
As you do.
It's casual.
I'm sure Jesus had the same problem. So welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Welcome to Ryam. As is our tradition, this week we will introduce ourselves. But Randall actually gave me a wonderful idea for an opening. So all across the world of Ryam, there are quite a variety of holidays. There are the four main ones which are celebrated by most cultures, which happen on the solstices and the equinox. So it's basically totally not Christmas TM, totally not Valentine's Day TM, totally not Thanksgiving/Horror Festival TM, and totally not Halloween TM. But every region has their own holidays. They have their own things that they celebrate. So, folks, I'll ask you tonight to introduce yourself and your character, and tell us what your favorite primary holiday would be.
Like your character's favorite non-primary?
Yeah.
Or you as a player?
Your character. Either, whatever you're feeling.
Okay.
So we'll take a moment.
Are we talking real world, like our universe, non-primary holidays, or are we inventing right now to stretch our improv muscles a Ryam non-primary holiday?
I've already got a made-up favorite holiday for Niva. Like,
I think I know
I'm
what
ready
it
for
is.
that.
So it can be either, but I would encourage the second one because it saves me from doing some world building, to be very honest.
That's
Well,
fair and good.
I'll let
We
everybody
write
else
the
know
stories
time.
together, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm Kate. I play Niva, our half-dryad druid. Niva's favorite holiday is so being a half-dryad. They don't entirely celebrate all regular holidays, and they don't entirely celebrate holidays according to anybody's linear concept of time. So there's kind of like there are holidays that they occur when it is the right time for them to occur, and one of them would be they celebrate a quite large feast/festival when the first crocus blooms after winter ends in the Feywilds. And this is a thing that is kind of semi-instantaneously communicated by the trees through the plants, etc. So everybody knows kind of, within a couple hours of it happening, like, oh my god, the first crocus bloomed. And that day subsequently becomes a holiday for that year.
What's it called? Crocus Day.
Bloom moss.
Crocus Pocus.
It's cute.
We'll workshop it.
I'll have come up with a name for it by the time everybody else has their favorite holidays picked.
So to buy everyone a bit more time, my name is Scoot, and I think one of the nicest ones I've come up with that I'm the most proud of is a holiday called Rounders, which is a dwarven holiday where basically everyone gets to punch up, and you play pranks on your superiors, and your superiors can sort of retaliate a little bit, but not. It's just a way for the community kind of get together and remind everyone that they're all together as a people and as a culture, and that while they are separated by certain elements, it's also a chance for the folks to remind the folks who are in higher positions of them whose shoulders they stand on.
Okay, so I'm Randall, and I play Kiki, the Kinku Tinkerer. And without a doubt, Kiki's favorite holiday would be New Year's Day or New Year's Eve because of all the firecrackers and fireworks and explosions, all the traditions of making lots of noise to scare away evil spirits and clear things for the new year. 100%, she would be all about that, and she would probably be trying to out-boom people with her.
Oh
own
god,
inventions.
Kiki's like the annoying kid in the neighborhood who always has like a bigger and bigger fireman.
Kind of. Yeah, she would just be like, "Oh, Roman candle, but have you seen this?" and scaring all the parents in the neighborhood. So yeah, 100% that would be
Yes.
Kiki.
Oh, I love it. I suppose I'll go next. I'm Robert. I play Nick, the human wizard. He is from Ventos, which is a sailing town. Well, town is a bit underwhelming. It's a very, very large city. Big port town. So there's a couple of very long haul shipping journeys that leave before the winter storms. The idea is they're traveling through more temperate regions during the winter storms and then come back in the spring. In the spring, there's a festival to either celebrate that the people made it home safely or mourn and celebrate the lives of those who didn't make it home safely. And the docks get all decorated up, and there's festival foods, and there's boat races, and there's some very nice ceremonies from some of the local religions. And Nick always got really into that. Grew up on the docks, and it's like a week where everyone cleans their docks and puts up decor, and it's just like such a happy place. A little melancholy sometimes.
What's it called?
It's a great question, Will. Maybe you could tell me, Mr. Storm Angel.
Well, I was about to say I need its name so that I can retroactively weave it into my dad's backstory, but that's not important. We'll discuss it later.
We'll workshop
D&D is
it.
a
We'll workshop
group
it.
Storytelling game, so stealing from each other is perfectly fine.
Yeah. I'll go next. I am Will. I play Roscoe, the Aasimar warlock sorcerer. Roscoe's favorite holiday is actually a trio of holidays that are celebrated in some colder climates. The cider cycle. Cider cycle is the 3 days where the latest round of what cider becomes are ready. So first, it's the day when the first batch of just like regular non-alcoholic cider is ready. And it's like a little carnival, it's a lot of kids, it's like open to families. Then about a month later, you come back for hard cider. And then it's like teenagers and younger adults being romantic, and there's a lot of flirting going on. This is all like kind of going through the fall. And then the last thing would be Applejack, when it's just the cider liquor, and it is a time especially put aside for letting some of the elders in the community sit around, have a drink, and tell their stories without feeling bad about like they're bothering the young people. Like people, that's what we're here for, is them getting a chance to tell their stories. And so that like succession, that like little life cycle of cider and life cycle of people. That's Roscoe's favorite part of the year.
That's cool.
Canon.
I like
I
it.
think I am last. WtR is they worship 3 major gods / goddesses, but Allura being probably the biggest one, especially in the south. And for the audience, she is the goddess of love, sex, and also family. So in lieu of something like Valentine's Day, there's Allura's Day, which is basically just a day where everybody gets together and they have like festival. Families get together, they have picnics on the beach, and play games. Sweethearts will give each other little gifts. And then there's the stuff later at night that Tessa particularly doesn't participate in, but most of the rest of the city does, which involves lots of drinking and sex. But for the most part of during the day, it's just kind of a very warm, family-based, loving kind of event. That's always highly looked forward to every year.
My headcanon is now that if Tessa is not particularly interested in the nighttime activities, like Briseis basically invites her over to like come over and play board games because like Briseis is asexual. Like anybody who's not interested can come to the castle and play board games.
she's not asexual. She just has never experienced it.
Yeah.
So it's she tends to be on more of the shy side. So
No. So sorry, I was explaining why Briseis wasn't interested, not assigning a sexuality to Tessa. But Briseis basically hosts a board game night for anybody who doesn't feel like going out and fucking on Alori's day.
Yeah, and I could totally see her like getting really competitive with like a board game, like playing Risk.
Really getting a friend in there.
I'm definitely seeing a flip table or two while playing Monopoly.
But not on purpose, completely by accident.
Just tripping.
She's just like trying to get up and like her wings knock over everybody's pieces.
Okay.
She flaps her wings and all the Monopoly money goes flying.
Oops.
So thank you for those lovely, lovely ideas, and I'm very glad I'm recording this. So I'm totally going to steal those and credit people later. I guess it's not stealing if I credit you. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure a lawyer would know. Anywho, last week, folks had you had made your way out into the Tri-Sands on the Sand Skiff, and much as the title Two Sand Skiffs and Knife, there were some connections, and there was a very lovely time on the boat. Also some not very lovely times on the boat as that dog Bosco kept farting in your not very large room. But Nick seemed to find a bit of a connection with the captain, the old dwarvish gentleman, and Thrax, the winged tiefling, which again is a reminder, in Ryam, for tieflings, wings are a sign of either great power or some sort of omen, because not many tieflings have wings. It is in Tessa's family a lot, but there are some that do not. There are, of course, people outside of Tessa's family that have them, but it is a rare occurrence. Like Niva only has probably seen, she can count on one hand outside of the Benkala family, which is the one that Tessa comes from, tieflings with wings. So, but however, as the skiff grew closer to the ruins the ruins the druid wants to go to,
Ruins.
Niva noticed that one, the Druids were active, and two, they gave off a feeling of Famodians, who are the sort of ancestral foe of a lot of the Fae courts.
Don't like them, want to murder them.
Yep. So we will pick up as the skiff is moving ever closer, and Niva on the bow gets this.
Niva right now is basically like, when your cat is inside and knows that there's nothing that can get to it, but there is a dog outside and it does not like the dog and it wants the dog to go away. It's all sharp and pacey and on edge. That's Niva right now.
I could totally see that.
So most of you will probably notice that although no one has felt anything, Nick hasn't felt any disturbance in the arcane flow, Roscoe hasn't felt anything, and Tessa hasn't felt anything as far as your sense is that as you reach out with them. And of course Kiki hasn't heard an explosion, so she's probably just reading her materials as usual. But you looking at Niva, it is fucking clear as day that she is bothered by something.
Kiki might go up to her and just tug on her sleeve a little bit and you okay? Okay?
There are some dark creatures there.
Kiki looks at her own black feathers and then looks around.
Not in color. They're in nature. Ones that intend bad things.
Well, it's a good thing we're here to take care of it then.
Yes. This is in fact rather part of my calling, killing specifically these types of beasts.
I would like
Kiki nods sagely, like she understands exactly what you mean, though she only vaguely understands what you mean.
I would like
bad things out there.
As you two are engaged in this conversation, I would like Tessa, Nick, and Roscoe to roll me perception checks, please, as the crew will as well.
21.
Damn.
That's actually not bad.
Once again, the casual Niva with a 19 on the dice. 3. Yep. And Roscoe gets a 21.
That's good.
Nick, you're you're taken aback as you hear from the crow's nest Thrax scream very loudly. And Tessa, you and Roscoe look into the distance, and there are small, dark, kind of black, blue, and gray shapes coming at the boat. And there's it looks like a flock of birds.
How close are they?
Roughly? They are probably half a mile off, but closing on you. They're getting closer to you.
Okay, so they're not within 60 feet.
No, they're not within 60 feet.
Okay.
But you were the only two that see
Tessa's like, but can I attack them now?
I have a channel divinity that lets me detect good and evil. So if it's a fiend, celestial, or undead within 60 feet, I can kind of sense their location, like where exactly they are.
So you and
I just take the new spear and do the nice Thor Loki instant shift, bang it once the base of it onto the ship's deck, and power up mage armor. And I just point with it and incoming, let's go.
Yep. You folks hear something, 2 shots get fired, and these streaming radiant lights are fired from the crow's nest into the flock, and they explode. And it seems to cause some of them, these shapes coming at you, to drift off, but many of them are still coming at you. This has alerted the crew as a lot begin to grab whatever sort of ranged equipment they have, nets, crossbows, and everyone sort of gets ready for whatever this is coming at it.
Breaking up my longbow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting ready for battle.
Same.
Okay. So they begin closing in. Niva, please make me a perception check now that you're out of your sort of a little bit of a stupor from being pissed off that these things are here.
29.
29. God damn it. These are what's called Forgans. They are large bat-like creatures that often hang out with the Fomodians. They're used as scouts and sort of disrupting skirmishers, kind of like those crows from Lord of the Rings that would come and look for things, and they have spotted you and they are coming towards you. They are now within sight, so you clock these things and you're like, oh, that's what these fucking things are.
Are they considered fiends?
They are not.
Okay.
What do I know about them?
Make a nature check. Or a history check, whichever you would prefer. Let's see what you know. Boop-a-doop boop. 19. What is that, a nature or history?
That's a nature.
So from your past hunts, you know that these are the preambles of a larger force. These things, first off, do not belong here. They should not be on the mortal plane.
Right, that's the biggest thing to know about all of this shit. There should not be Fomodians on the mortal plane.
Yep. And the other thing is these bat creatures do not accompany random raiding parties. These accompany people that are up to something, like something more organized.
How close are they?
They are at this point probably a quarter of a mile in closing because the skiff is going at them as the captain has now reached the helm and he is looking to turn away from these things. And he will do so unless you stop him.
I assume that I have noticed that he is doing that, and I'm not just completely focused on.
No, because you can see him scrambling. Because Thrax, you see from the crow's nest where Thrax is, 2 more bolts come flying out of what is probably his bow, and sort of disrupt the flock to the point where they stop and have to regroup and reorganize to come again. But the captain at this point is now at the helm, and he's starting to turn the skiff away from this.
I tell the captain, stay the course, we'll handle them. He's still the captain. He continues to ignore my request, but that's what Niva wants.
Yeah, right. And he continues to turn. he was not paid for this.
Can we have a round to prep? Since we see that they're...
Yeah, you can prep if you'd like.
Okay. I'm going to pop my channel divinity Sacred Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That lasts for for a minute, so I'll kind of hit that on like right as they're about to hit.
Mm. Anyone else doing anything?
And that's gonna emit a bright light. Is it night or daytime?
It is daytime.
Daytime. Okay.
And are we right at the site where Niva wants to go?
The site is probably about a mile ahead of you.
And now the captain's
turning,
like turning tail or whatever you want to say.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
Kiki.
are they at like crow's nest height, or are they coming at like the deck of the ship?
They are coming probably in between those two things. It is a large swarm of them. Think of like a flock of birds. They're all over.
And how long will it take me to get about halfway up the mast then?
What's your speed?
Speed is 30.
You can make me an acrobatics check to see how fast you can scramble up there. Yes, Kiki, what did you
Can I drop before the acrobatics check?
Go.
19 for Niva.
Ooh.
Roscoe, did you want to do something to help her?
Well, you don't have to use it, but my prep was going to be to cast guidance on Niva. So you have a D4 to play with for ability checks if you want to use it.
I think
For a
I'll
minute.
hold on to that.
But it's
You
there.
managed to get about halfway up, but you're
Yep.
right at a point where you have to hold on. Like, you're not in a firing position yet. Kiki.
Oh, Kiki gets her crossbow out and activates the glyphs on it that get it ready to fire a magic missile. So which is a range of 120 feet. So she's ready when they get in range to fire.
Sorry, go ahead.
And she's going to look at Niva for like, are we just tearing into these, or are we like, jumping to head to your site? Or are we letting this guy, like, if she'll maybe even message you and just be like, go to site, fight, leave with captain. Like, she's like, what are your orders, madam? she's ready. She's ready to fight, but she's also like,
Neva's response will be that the fastest and safest way is on the ship. We therefore need to protect the ship to get there.
Okay.
Scoot, how close are they now?
They are probably about 100 at this point. With him turning, that has cut his speed down a bit. This thing is not kind of made. It is very agile, but they are, if you forgive the expression, bats out of hell at him. And whatever Thrax has been doing has pissed them off quite a lot. And they are going to dive the ship in probably 10 seconds.
I'm going to hold my action until they're within 60 feet.
Okay. Anyone else
Kiki-
doing anything?
Sorry,
Kiki
say
will
the
fire
distance
as soon as.
again?
They are probably about 100 feet away from you right now.
Oh, well, then I'm going to start
Kiki will
blasting.
fire. Yeah.
Yep. Make me some attack
100%.
rolls, folks.
All right.
Anyone who would like to.
6.
We have a 19.
About-
Okay.
How far?
How many
are
of them are there? Go ahead.
No, you first.
I'm like, how many? When you say a swarm, are you talking like a dozen, or are we talking hundreds? Like, what do we?
I mean, there's
What do you
probably
mean by
not hundreds upon hundreds, but there's it is a large flock of birds. So you're looking at
Like dozens and dozens. Oh shit. Okay.
no. I'm talking like there's probably maybe 100 to 200 of them coming at you.
Oh shiz.
You said they're currently 100 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to shoot out a little firebolt. Just
Oops.
a little 17 to hit.
Yep.
I would like to position myself in front of the casters and Kiki.
Yep. You do.
14 fire damage. Not bad.
Everyone has hits because it's a big swarm. Damage is
Kiki's things automatically hit, so
Yep.
it's magic missiles.
okay. You damage the swarm. You guys begin to damage the swarm. At this point, Tessa, they start coming in. They make contact with the boat and begin swarming around it.
If they have, it's good. If you're saying they're making contact with the boat, they've come
Oops.
within 60 feet, which is what my action was held for.
Yep. So that would have triggered before they got there.
All right. I'm going to cast Gust of Wind.
Nice.
A strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts from you in the direction you choose for the spell's duration. Each creature that starts to turn in the line must succeed on a DC 16 strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away. They must also, in the line, spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves when trying to move closer.
Okay. So you got about a 5-foot corridor there as you take a big poof into the swarm. It knocks a bunch of them back, but there are just a lot of them.
And as a bonus action, I can change the direction in which the line blasts.
So you're
So I will
just
get
leaf blowing these things.
Niva's leaf blowing them away.
Yeah, you're definitely fucking with their formation, but there is enough of them to make contact with the boat. Tessa, you're swinging at them and you're hitting them, so roll me damage because there's that many of them you can't miss.
Can I for the bonus action put on branding smite as well?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm rolling to hit.
No, you're gonna
Tessa,
hit. There's
we're
that many
surrounded.
of them.
What? Did you say target-rich environment?
All right, so do you? I should really write a macro for this.
Probably. Tessa's going to do some damage while she calculates that. The other thing you folks are noticing, and the crew is noticing, is they're trying to bat these things away, is that they are
14.
on... Okay. They are getting into the sails, and they are specifically trying to rip them and destroy them. They are getting into things and are causing all kinds of havoc, but they are trying to debilitate this boat, which Niva is...
They should not have that much knowledge
they're not
or
this smart.
Intelligence.
No, like something is guiding their attacks.
What is how big are these sails?
So it's a skiff. Not enough for them to keep taking. They got about a round or two before they become inoperable.
In particular, would the whole thing fit inside? Like, is how tall does it go?
Probably 20, 25 feet up.
Okay.
Are you going to cast a hut?
I'm considering it. It doesn't protect the whole thing, but it would help.
Scoot, if I redirected my blast of wind or my gust of wind directly at the sails, would that get us enough speed to get a little bit of distance from these things?
Probably.
Like get us somewhere we could land safely.
Probably, because again, this boat is operated a lot by magic. It just uses the wind to help it move.
We're changing the wind direction. We're going to blast the sails and shoot us forward.
Okay. Captain.
Pew!
Yep. Captain is seeing this. He sees what you're doing, and he turns into a natural gust of wind as you hit it, and you take a real hard leap forward as your wind gives you, your gust of wind gives you just enough to get beyond the sort of front of the swarm. And as the captain keeps running, eventually the swarm begins to peel off as you folks send a couple more bolts of magic and projectiles into them. But eventually they do go away. They just leave you alone. And there are some corpses just burnt to cinders or magic missiled or just pierced by something just on the deck. And you can see the trail of where they have died in the sand behind you.
Kiki starts using mending on the sails. Like,
it helps, but you're gonna,
yeah. Me too. I'll clamber up there with Kiki and just do what we can while we're trying to figure out next moves.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Nick, looking at those sails and being on the docks, like,
are they like super fucked, or is this like mendable with effort?
Mendable with effort, but you're gonna need the crew to get up there and probably some patches.
Yeah.
Like, mending will help like keep the structure together of like the sail and kind of fix smaller things, but there are holes that are so big that you're gonna
need real patching.
Yeah, it needs a real patching, which the crew can do because the crew is not harmed. Like, some of them have bite marks and shit. And Thrax seems to be the most hurt as he comes down and he is bleeding. He got swarmed pretty hard in the crow's nest.
Oh, I can do a lay on hands on him.
Sure.
I like that.
Like, I just don't know how much to use. Like, is he really hurt?
He's not going to die, but he is like bleeding. But it's not like he's not like his guts aren't falling out. He's just bleeding from multiple like puncture bite wounds.
I'll give him like 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a deckhand and ask what their sailcloth, like their spare sailcloth situation looks like.
We kind of expect things to like cut through that sheer up there. We're expecting that though, so we have enough to patch it and definitely get home. You're gonna have to talk to the captain though, because I don't know if he's gonna be real thrilled about your expedition now.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over to the captain and wait for him to have a free moment.
Yeah, so he guides the skiff to probably another mile or so away from where you were, and he sets it down into a sand dune to stop it moving, so the crew has an easier time to scramble up there and begin fixing, like mending the sails as best they can before they realize they have to bring the whole thing down to properly address it.
I'm going. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to ask the captain about his sailcloth situation. I can, if we have pieces of sailcloth or even anything else made of the same fiber, I can make it into sailcloth like that.
Yeah, and you begin assisting them getting things patched up.
I'm not gonna burn a 4th level spell unless they need the help.
No,
but I can do it.
The crew seems trained enough that like they are making good progress. They just need to not be being swarmed by weird fey creatures to them.
Awesome.
Yep. So you folks, again, you have this
Make it canon that this is a Kiki question. What I'm very fascinated when Kiki's doing magic for what your magic words are when you can't say words. And in my mind,
that's a great
when
question.
you cast mending, you are making a pitch perfect recreation of whatever the machine sound would be that you would use to do the mending. Like right now we're up there and my magic words for mending are just muttering swear words under my breath. And right
Get
next
back
to me,
together, you piece of
I am
shit.
hearing just like an exact old time
sewing machine.
Singer
sewing machine.
Yeah, that's exactly
That
right.
one.
I'm here for this. Yeah.
Oh, you do have one, Rob.
Yes, that one.
Rob has. That he's
For
playing,
example,
apparently.
the
Why do
one
you have
immediately
that?
available.
Because he's
Don't you have
crafting,
that?
no?
This is what I use to do all my sewing.
Oh,
If
it's
I'm like
beautiful.
need to like hem curtains or pants or whatever.
Slightly less tiny
1949.
version of the same thing. It's just over in that corner.
Yeah,
Is it the
it's my-
pedal powered kind or what is it, electric?
This one is electrical. It's a 1939.
Wow.
That is.
My grandparents
That
had one
wasn't
you had to do with the
stuff
pedals.
from an old desk from like the
Yeah.
60s, but unfortunately
Yeah. That's so cool.
This was my grandma's. I love it.
What was that?
Famodians. Their vanguard specifically. They shouldn't have been that intelligent, which suggests that they do have someone intelligent and capable of controlling them with them. Which also should not be here.
And he gives you a look like that doesn't help. Like that's he gives you the concerned meme as he staples his hands by his face and he's like, okay, right, so what's your plan?
Kill them. All of them. Close the gate.
Bold. And he seems
Entirely feasible, to be clear.
Sure. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for extraplanar entities.
Nor was I. I had no reason to believe that the gate was functional.
All right.
In fact,
so you were just
specifically told that it
fucking
wasn't
leading
functional.
us into some sort of weird trap, or
No, would we really have spent that much money just to lead you into a trap? I was
Maybe.
specifically told that that gate was closed, or non-functional rather.
And who gave you this information?
An extraordinarily reliable source.
Clearly, he says, seeming perturbed.
Yes, I will be having words with her.
Maybe
Right.
this is a new development.
That is also entirely possible.
All right.
But that does mean that it would have happened since the last time, you and your crew were out here, which was, as I understand it, not all that long ago.
No, and that didn't happen. So we gotta fucking tell the city, because they're gonna want to know about that. We can't leave you folks. Is this like a suicide honor thing, or are you... Right.
We won't be dying here. This is not a kamikaze mission.
Grand. Are you still gonna go into the ruins then?
Absolutely.
Right, so what's the plan then? Because we don't want to leave you out here in the drifts. That's just bad business, and also morally bankrupt. So...
We do appreciate that consideration.
Right.
At the same time, this is not what you signed up for. Although, to be fair, neither you nor I knew that this was something that could be signed up for.
Right, which is why we're not leaving you in the fucking sands. Just to be, full transparency.
You don't have anyone who can...
To join us in that particular hunt, though? If you would like to come, we will not prohibit you from doing so, but I will not be asking that of you, certainly.
No, I can't take my peep. And then Thrax comes up and goes, I'll go. And he looks at me, he's like,
Sense, they're hard.
Right, look, here's what I can offer you. So you've paid your time, so we got to repair the boat. We can get you closer, about half the distance to where we were before those fucking things came and attacked. So we can get you close if you're going to try this during the day. How are those things at night?
More powerful. Daytime would be preferable.
Right, so we can get you closer, but I'm afraid if they see us, they're going to know the boat. They're going to be able to find the boat again. If you folks are on foot, it might be easier.
And we do have some Gax to help us with that.
You do.
Although, to be fair, Dapplejack will probably eat at least some of the sand in the process. Maybe he'll at least eat from the Fangor too, though.
It's always going to happen.
So, right, we'll bring the Gax up. We can wait here for 2 days. Max, is it you planning on taking that long?
If it takes longer than that, we probably have, in fact, failed in our attempt to not be a suicide mission. So, yes, that should be fine.
We'll wait here. We'll wait here unless you got a way to contact us?
Not today, but yeah, tomorrow I can.
I was going to suggest that, given that we have a member in our group who is capable of sending up loud, noisy, very bright, very noticeable, come help us or come get us signals, we should be able to contact you just fine.
Okay, we'll look out for that then. This is going to take probably a day to fix the fucking damage around here. But that's the breaks when you're in the Trisands. So, are you folks leaving now, or do you...
What time of day is it right now? It's good.
It is probably like 3-4 in the afternoon.
On mounts, how long is it going to take to get there?
Oh, not like on the Gax. Like, they're about... Right now you are 3 miles from the ruins.
Oh.
So you
we're like dead close.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
we can leave down then.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna bring out my Pegasus.
Yep.
So we're getting ready to travel.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Yep. So Thrax offs to come with you. So he calls for Bosco, and then you see him whistle. And as soon as Bosco hits the sands, he grows in size to about the size of a
Good
cat.
job.
And he has the same sort of...
So now love him even more.
Yeah, he now has
Not
the same...
Bosco.
He has the now same, like, sort of, like, goofy fucking corgi expression. He's just much, much bigger.
Oh,
Oh
I love
god.
it so much.
So Niva has a horrifying realization.
The farts.
There will be so much more volume to the farts.
Oh my god, and so much more
Yep.
stink. I'm gonna hop up on Luna, but also I'm gonna take Kiki with me.
Kiki tugs on your sleeve like, let's go in front. Let's go in front.
The Gax.
Kiki up there first.
The Gax are brought
I
up.
see the image of the giant horse and the little Kiki.
Just like sitting on top.
Like on the horse's head.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the Gax are brought up, you all mount them, and you're all going to head in then?
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you that casted spells, it's probably a 20-minute, 20 to 25, let's call it 25 minutes before you get to where you're going, which is here in Roll20. So what you folks see before you is this.
Oh god.
The ruins are
Gate.
a big platform that you folks see has various. It's quartered with a big rectangular section in the middle, and this large. Not now it's active and swirling, but it looks like this tree has grown over and around, and there's a portal in the middle, on this raised area, this square raised area. The other 4 sections are all large rock platforms, but Niva, you can see from where you are, they are all carved slightly differently, representing each of the different seasons. Spring, summer, fall, winter, going clockwise.
Right, starting from green.
Going green, yep. The other thing you notice, which is very odd, is that there are 4 Famodians that are chained on the bigger dais that is marked in blue on the map, and they are being seemingly forced to channel a spell that is keeping the portal open.
That doesn't sound good.
That appears to be, we disrupt them, that ends the spell, the portal closes.
Potentially.
That seems like our best bet so far. What are the headless torso and leg things in each quadrant?
They are statues that are headless. The heads have been taken off.
Do the heads look like they match the Famodians that are in the middle?
You don't know where the heads are.
Okay.
Totally not creepy.
Are these the 4 quadrants? Just trying to get like a better visual picture of this. It's all the same verticality.
Yeah.
That whole area is flat. Okay.
Yep.
And are the segments distinct to those of us who aren't well versed in sort of like Fey decor or language?
So you see different patterns swirling around them. So the winter one looks like this giant integral snowflake figurine. The fall one looks this withering willow, kind of dying tree. The spring and summer have similar iconography that's carved into the stone itself.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the middle dais is flat, except for the portal that is sitting there. Which again is this sort of like upright thing with these two like living trees that seem to be joining at the top to form the outline of the portal. And these other Famodians chained to it, being forced to probably power this thing.
You say being forced. Are we intuiting being forced simply by the fact that they are chained to it, or do we see something like that indicates they are being controlled against their will?
You don't see anything, but with your passive perception and your knowledge of these particular creatures, Niva, they look banged up. Like, they don't look healthy and hearty. They look like they've been at this for a while. Some of them are bleeding, and you are very familiar with what Famodians look like when they're damaged. You also know that not all Famodians are jackasses, as that unfortunately the ones you deal with are the ones that are coming to raid the Feylands. So,
yes.
But
I deal with jackasses specifically.
Yeah, but not all of them do that. Some of them are actually very wise ancient creatures that other courts have dealings with. That can be very positive, and these 4 do not look like they want to be here, but something is making them.
Well, it sounds like a good first step then is breaking those particular chains.
Mm-hmm. So you folks are at the south end of the dais.
And
Is
as
there
a
any
kind of
field?
mental picture for the listeners,
Hmm?
we're at the south side of everything, which means directly in front of us on the left is the winter quadrant, on the right is the fall quadrant. If we were to continue proceeding forward, on the upper left would be the spring quadrant, and on the upper right would be the summer quadrant. And there is a creepy fucking headless torso and legs in the corner of each quadrant.
Can we see any, other than the chains, are there like glyphs or magical symbols like on the platform or on the creatures themselves that are being funneled?
You are too far away to get that detailed, but they are all, you suspect possibly, just from kind of looking at the situation, the setup, but you are way too far to, like, you are at a point far enough away for right now that you are not engaging with anything that is in the area. You're like kind of scouting at the moment.
All right, so Kiki tugs on Niva's sleeves and is like, I want to investigate, want to try and unmagic it. That's what she says. The chain might be fine. Like, she just doesn't know. Yeah.
Breaking the chains and dispelling the magic seem the most straightforward mechanisms here. Scoot, do I know anything about, like history-wise, these particular ruins, or like Fey ruins in the mortal plane?
Your base knowledge is that these portals and gates like this connect the mortal plane to the Feywilds. They were constructed to let people travel between them, although normally when you come across a portal like this, it is quite well guarded on both sides.
Right.
There is usually some natural guardians that are making sure that people don't go in that aren't supposed to, and don't come out that are going to cause all sorts of havoc.
Right. Okay, so the thing that Niva's keeping in mind right now is that, one, the Familians who are powering this specifically seem to be doing so against their will, and they've been chained. And two, the Familians that attacked us appeared to be controlled by something that had a larger degree of intelligence than they possibly should. Suggesting there is at least one other entity around here right now that we cannot see, which is capable of both controlling the flock and of binding these other Familians. So we should be wary, but we should proceed relatively quickly.
I'm all for wary, Niva. Is it worthwhile trying to at least start with only breaking one set of chains and see if we can get any information from one of these guys?
Do any of them look familiar to me, Scoot?
Make a history check. Setting up the
19.
So the one looks like someone you've heard of before. His name is Throndus, and he has had some dealings with the Spring Court, and he's been fine.
Okay. Which one is he?
He is the one in the upper right-hand corner here. I will mark him with a thing.
So looks like he's made of rock and a skull-shaped head. Got it.
Yep.
All right, let's go try and break his chain first.
Okay, so
Kiki's going to tug on your sleeve again, and she's going to basically convey she's worried as soon as we step on one quadrant, she's afraid that like the headless things are going to attack. She has no idea. She's just like, so you're like, let's go and do that one first, and she's like,
Niva is also assuming the same thing, but we can't get over there by any means other than walk across one of the quadrants. So
fly.
Fly.
Just, a couple of us can fly.
Fly.
But we'd still be attacked, I think, as soon as we and I don't know. It just looks very like the headless thing's creeping Kiki out a little bit.
I'm gonna roll a nature check on the headless thing. 24.
The headless thing are statues. They are made of rock.
Do they have
Could
any?
Kiki investigate one
Sure.
from where she is?
Mm-hmm.
I can also roll an Arcana check on them if you'd like, Scoot.
Oh, why don't you go ahead and do that if you think it'll help?
Well,
Scoot
it happens to be
there.
the exact same roll, but 9.
Yes, Nick.
There's a purple square in the center of the Roll20
There is.
area. Is that another raised dais? Is it just like another step up? We have a little pyramid thing going on, or is that
Nope.
what's going on there?
You're not sure.
Okay, got it. So that's something is there, but it's not really visible or apparent to us yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Why don't you all roll me initiative while we're here?
Seems like a good thing to do.
Roll me initiative.
All right. So
Out
that was wrong.
of 3.
Can I prepare my sacred weapon for combat again?
You know what? I don't want to have a 1 on initiative. I'm gonna burn an inspiration.
That should have been a 25, by the way, for investigation. I put the wrong modifier on.
Scoot, that just gives me a reroll, right? Okay. Fuck it. Sure, 9. It's fine.
I got a 9. I'll get 9s.
Also a 9.
4.
Kiki got a
Nice
14, just like on the ball, I guess.
Big 14.
You're all very consistently together, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, double digits at least.
We're all distracting each other.
There's too many
So Kiki-
statues around.
It is kind of creepy.
Tess is distracted telling us a story, and we're engrossed.
Okay.
So Kiki rolled 25.
Mhm.
It should be 25, not 22 for investigation on the
So
headless statue.
Kiki can sense this statue was probably a conduit of magic, but has been destroyed.
Oh. Would it be like protective magic? Like, what is it like
Was it
guarding the place from
guard to
this?
this place? Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Kiki,
5, that's all
Kiki
she
and
knows.
Niva, like I'm imagining Kiki and Niva standing just outside of the quadrant, like peering at it and like muttering things at it, and like at the exact same time they both mutter like, "Was this supposed to be a guardian of this place?" And then just look at each other.
Pretty much. Cheapers.
Scoot,
Yes.
can I make a plea for a retroactive thing?
What's the play?
The plea is because I forgot that I have a new feat, and I forgot to use it. But can we pretend that while we were saddling up the Gax,
Mm-hmm.
I just turned to everybody and gave a lot of compliments on how well we handled ourselves with the initial sortie,
Uh-huh.
and that I'm really proud that we're coming together as a team. And I didn't say it, but I talked about how I think I'm getting to the point where I would say that I love you guys. But I didn't say it, but we're getting close.
Aww.
It's like, I like you with a capital L.
I know the feat you took, and yes, you can do it.
Yay!
Well, temporary hit points for everyone from Inspiring Leader.
What is
Excellent.
how many did you get?
12 temporary hit
Take
points.
those 12 temporary hit points.
That does not suck.
That's pretty good.
So, what are you folks doing right now?
I'm preparing my secret weapon.
Okay.
So if anything
And thank you, Scoot.
Mm-hmm.
triggers,
Niva is getting ready to cross the fall quadrant to get to the days.
Okay, so I want you folks to move yourselves where you would like to be on the map.
I'm gonna follow along with Niva because if something tries to attack her, I can protect her and get advantage on that.
I think
Are we going to the
shortest-
summer
the
one?
shortest amount of time to spend in the quadrants is if we go around the outside first
Nice.
and then go straight in.
Yeah.
Okay, as you folks are moving, you
Are we
see
here?
a...
Roscoe.
Yep.
Where are you
No,
going?
I'm sorry. I am moving around to the opposite side because I'm not very beefy. I'm not breaking any chains. And I can also fly if need be. And I am super bugging out, nervous about this whole thing. So
Well,
I'm just
you should be, Roscoe,
want
'cause
to spread out a little bit.
as a moment rolls by, as you folks get over there, a figure walks through the portal.
Fuck me.
A sort of humanoid-looking gentleman, very tall antlers, more stag-like than Niva's. As he looks around, seems very pleased with everything. The Famodians react. You folks can see them from where you are. They're not thrilled to see this guy. As he looks around, and he's going to do a perception check. Yep.
Is that the bad guy from the goddamn Black Cauldron?
Could be. And he looks over, and he sees you folks. So he sees the group that's on the To the left of him, that's all grouped together, he sees Niva. He squints for a second. He goes, "A huntress? I wouldn't expect to see one of you here."
Do I recognize him?
Make a history check. Do. Does she notice the bad guy, or is she gonna fuck up?
13.
Nope. You've never seen this guy before.
I'm gonna use my guidance.
Okay.
How much do I get, Will?
D4.
17 now.
Now you notice him.
You blink, you rub the sand out of your eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
This is someone that you've hunted with before.
With?
Not
hunted before.
Yeah,
Hunted with before.
Not one of your people, like your direct people, but you've been on the hunts with him.
He's real mad.
Yeah.
Like the buds on her flowers like all close up. Like
Ooh, I like that.
like when like the frost is coming and they're like, I gotta hunker down now. This is Niva mad. Niva's very mad.
So he seems just delighted. And he goes, "I don't have time for you. There's much work to be done. But my colleagues will take care of you." And stepping through the portal come two very large Fomodians.
Okay, Niva actually looks less mad and more excited about this part.
Those look like a lot more evil Fomodians than the whimsical fairy creatures that are chained up right now.
Yeah, it's as if that's by design. So he smiles as these two rush towards you and make it to about there before we start initiative order. And what the Badman is up. So let's see if the Badman notices Roscoe. He critically succeeded. So he turns Roscoe and sees you.
No.
And he's just gonna smile. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save.
Dex
That's a
save.
thing I can reasonably do. We're going to use a point of inspiration because I don't want that 7.
7 and 8.
Let's try a 19 instead.
That does help as from the sands erupt these wicker, like brambles that come to try to grab you. But you are able to move out of the space where they are as they recede back into the sand. And he looks at you very upset. Kiki, it is your turn.
Of course it is.
Kiki.
Yes, Kiki's like, what, me? So Kiki's a little overwhelmed by everything, so she's just going to pull out her crossbow and... Yeah, pretty much. Kiki's got a gun.
Kiki's got a gun!
Kiki, what's that? A gun! No!
Yeah, pretty much. And then she's going to just fire. She has 2 attacks, so she's going to do all 6 magic missiles at the dude with the club, I guess. Creepy looking dude with
Well,
club.
they both have clubs.
Oh, I see. The other one's whatever one's the closer one.
Okay.
That one.
The one that's to the south of you that's charging more directly at Tessa.
Okay. So she's gonna 1, 2.
Shooting magic missiles.
Why is this thing blocking my thing? What the? Oops, that is not true. What? Oh, it re-rolled my initiative. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 to roll. Drink 1d4 plus 1. So 2, 2, and 5. So she's 9 for her first attack.
Mm-hmm.
4, 4, and 5.
4, 4, and 5 is 13.
Yes, 13 for 22 with her little magic pew pew missiles.
Okay, so Kiki, let's rip a number of magic missiles that hit him as he keeps running forward. It would be Niva's turn because I'm assuming you have the highest dexterity score.
Probably.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess
Wait,
that
we actually tied. We're tied at 3.
All right, so both of you can go at the same time. So do that however you want. Whoever can go first, that would like to.
Okay. Niva is going to call lightning. I'm just going to open up a lightning cloud. It has a 60-foot radius. Shit, I don't want to kill the other things. Not going to call lightning then. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Hey, Scoot, remember how we talked about how my conjure woodland beings was going to work?
Yeah. What are you conjuring?
This is
So-
exciting.
I know so I can summon one creature of CR2 or lower.
Mm-hmm.
3 of CR1, 4 of CR1 half are my options.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to pull up. I'm not sure if from the wording of the spell it's specifically that I'm summoning Fae or that I'm summoning like a Fae version of woodland creatures, like things that like animals that have regular CR. And I would like a clarification on that before I decide what I'm summoning.
You would summon. What do we agree on? I believe. So summon within creatures usually is they can be Fae in nature, so they can just be Fae or they can be sort of natural folks.
Okay. That's not helping me here. Why is there no list?
Because this is usually on. Can we table you to keep things moving while you look at that and go to Tessa?
Yeah, I found a list. Go ahead, Deb. I will.
So, I don't want to step into the zone quite yet. So I'm going to put Branding Smite back on as a bonus action. For my actual action, I'm going to cast Command on the dude that stepped out of the portal.
Mm-hmm. Wait, the gentleman or the big boys?
This guy.
The guy, yeah.
Oh.
The guy on the dais.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, he got an 8.
Okay, so he fails.
Yep.
Basically, I'm going to use the halt command, which means he can't move or take any actions for his next round.
Got it.
And
Awesome.
that's all I'm going to do. So my weapons are prepared for when those guys step forward,
Mm-hmm.
and he is halted. Just for
Okay.
one round.
Are you ready to go, Niva?
I am indeed. All right, so I'm going to. I mean, I guess we could have him just literally come through the gate if we wanted to. But I'm going to summon a Darkling Elder, which is a CR2 Fae creature. I can link you its stats.
Okay.
And
And
it's in the games channel because we've been using that for our in-game communication somehow.
we are going to use Ed from the Lion King to represent him. Where would you like? You want him to come out of the gate?
Sure.
Okay, you want him right next to that other guy?
Where's that? God, sorry, the Ed is cracking me up.
It is.
Yeah, and he's going to start attacking that dude immediately.
Wonderful. I will roll for him. He has 1 attack.
He makes 2 melee attacks.
Okay, he rolls twice then.
He has +5 to hit.
He hits twice actually.
Then he gets 1d6 plus 3 piercing damage.
So roll that for me.
A 5 and a 7, so he takes 12 damage.
Got it.
The other thing that he can do is he can cast Darkness,
Darkness.
which he's going to drop on this guy.
Yep. So
Darkness happens.
Darkness happens, and
He might have dark vision. If he's hunted with Niva, the likelihood that he's got dark vision is relatively high, but she's still going to drop it
right,
at him.
but darkness is magical darkness, so it's a little bit different. Nick, you're up.
Oh boy, there's some large
Weird.
fellas
Coming right at you.
coming right at me, and let me tell you, that is not where Nick likes to be.
I unless they're pantsless, then that's a different scenario.
That's a different story. These guys are pantsed, unfortunately. I absolutely am going to stand behind Tessa. First of all.
Oh, hey, a meat shield. Let's get over here.
Yeah. Also, actual shield. Are there any medium 1 to 5 pound rocks lying in the sands around here, or is it all very fine?
It's very fine sand, unless you want to try to chip off one of these things on the dais here, which you certainly could do.
No, that seems rude.
Desecrating a fey gate, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I have my. Okay, yeah. Actually, this is cool. So I have a few just like basic daggers on my belt. So I'm gonna pick one up and like kind of gently toss it towards them. Like it doesn't look like it's even maybe going to reach them.
Mm-hmm.
And then cast catapult on it.
Okay.
So it's like gentle arc. Zoop. So I need a dex saving throw, please, from we'll say the one who's slightly closer to me. The one who's more in the red
They
section.
don't do dex saving throws.
Not a fucking chance. He gets a 4. He rolled a 5.
That does not make my save DC of 14.
No, it doesn't.
So the object strikes the target and stops moving. When the object strikes something, they each take 3d8 bludgeoning damage. Can, for flavor, mine be 3d8 piercing damage, since I catapulted a dagger at him?
Sure. And then while you're rolling that, Roscoe, what do you want to do?
11 total.
That darkness and the halt made me maybe reconsider things very slightly.
Mm-hmm.
I think can I even see from where I am of the 2 bad boy giants that came out? Can I even see either of them having taken damage at this point?
Yeah,
because I'm on the other side of the field at this point.
They're real tall boys, and you can see them. You can see the giants very clearly.
Which of those? There's one tucked into the summer quadrant and one down in the fall quadrant. Which of them would you say looks worse? Has been damaged more.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, may I please? Do I have line? So I have enough line of sight that I could shoot him with something.
You can shoot up because you can see.
Excellente. Then first, as a bonus action, I think I need to move into the field to do this, but I'm going to do it because it looks like fun.
Okay.
Oh, no, I can technically reach him. I'm going to do it. No, I'm going to take a step forward because it's fun.
Okay.
So I'm going to move a little. I move a little bit in spring.
Make me a dex check, please.
No, I move.
Dex saving throw,
Dex saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what he gets.
You built this obvious, like, a fun thing to play with. I want to play with it.
Mm-hmm.
A natural 20 for a 25 total dex saving throw.
Nothing happens. You're fine.
Roscoe's got moves.
Okay, well, that felt good either way. So from my seemingly safe place in the spring quadrant, I will first cast Hex on the one in the fall.
Got it.
The ability check that they are, because I can't do saves, it's just checks. He has disadvantage on strength checks for the time being while that is in place.
When Tessa wrestles him.
Could be. I don't know. I don't know the rules. And as a reminder, my Hex shows up as a almost cartoonish personal storm cloud, as if he's just having a real bad day in a Peanuts comic. So he has just like a little storm cloud hovering overhead. And now, with that in place, I am not going to use my action to attack, however. At this point, because I think bad guy, big bad black cauldron boy As a beat, I am going to use my action to use Radiant Presence, the ASMR thing, boof out the wings. The lightning starts to shiver up and down my white wings, and I will use the last of my movement to fly up, maybe like 15 feet.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm all done.
Large boys are up. They're going to continue moving up to you, folks. You're going to move there. The first one will move in front of Kiki and Tessa. The other one will move in front of Niva. And they're going to take 2 real big swings. First at probably Kiki, because she looks squishier.
I take a disadvantage on that.
All right.
Because I have protection. So
Yay, paladin.
Okay.
Yeah, so we both get that.
Yep. So good.
Actually, Nick does too. All 3 of you.
Good news, Kiki. He rolled an 18 plus his stuff, which I'm pretty sure goes past your AC. Just the 18 on the dice.
Yeah.
The good news is the other one was a critical. So, good news there.
Saved.
2d6 plus 5.
I love protection.
Also, you guys get +3 to all saving throws if you're within 10 feet, so keep that in mind too.
Okay.
Kiki, you take 11 damage.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the extra temporary hit points.
For Niva.
Roscoe.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's the second critical that gets pissed away thanks to the Paladin. As a
Paladin powers
a 20
activate.
and a 3. So Niva does a
Fuck around and find out.
There's a 13 hit your AC.
Nope.
Then that one misses you. Now, as we move into the next thing, you folks hear sort of like a as a Korg, a very large Korg and a winged tiefling man come rocketing in from the dunes and charge into the back of the more damaged Fomodian. So Bosco will take a snapping attack and hit, and then from his back, Thrax will fire 2 arrows. And he hits. They hit on all accounts, doing some damage. As the Fomodian that had just attacked Kiki takes these sort of ethereal arrows into the back, and his leg is chopped by the dog, and you see the very familiar, what you know, Niva, is their blood, sort of a bluish color, begins pouring out of his wounds. Badman is up. Badman is going to cast Banish.
He is halted.
Right, he can't do anything, so he's just going to stand there and not do anything. Thank you for reminding me.
He's commanded and stuff.
Kiki.
It's the poor person's old person spell.
I fucking hate that
Kmart
spell.
version.
Yeah. So Kiki was a little yipes by getting the big hit. How tall are these dudes?
8, 9 feet at least.
Okay. Okay. Not that that's relevant to this next thing, but it'll be to her movement afterwards. So she's gonna lob a bomb, explosive, at the dude. He has to make a dex save, or he takes.
They
half
don't do
damage.
dex saves very well. Good job.
That's what I was hoping.
14.
Nope. She
Okay.
takes full damage, which
damage.
Full damage. This is for her first attack, so. Go back to the right screen.
Niva, you and Tessa are on deck.
Yes.
Okay, boom. Boom. Sorry, computer is being really sluggish.
Are Fomodians, do they not like radiant damage, or is that just like Shadowfell people or undead?
I thought they didn't. That was my understanding.
These particular ones don't seem like they would. They would not like radiant. They're not about that life.
So Neve's gonna have some fun with that then.
Yeah, so the bomb goes off at its face. It takes 18 damage right away. And then for her second attack, she's going to use her bow and do 3 more magic missiles, her crossbow.
That's
Pew, pew,
2, 5, 7 more damage.
Yes, 7 more, so 25 total.
Mhm.
And then as much as she adores the protection from Tessa, she's
Get
going to
the
use
fuck
her
out.
she's going to use her boots of flight and go directly up.
First
Like-
time.
Okay,
First time flight, 25 feet, I guess, in the
Okay, you
air.
will take an attack of opportunity as you.
Oh,
lift off the
never
ground.
mind.
Oh,
Nope, never mind.
yeah, you already said it,
There's-
so
Okay,
There's
fine.
disadvantage on it.
That's true.
there's
That's
disadvantage
true.
on it.
These boots are
Oh.
made for flying, and that's
He,
just what
he
they'll
misses
do.
again because he
Yay.
gets
One of these days,
Actually, no,
these
does
boots
a
will take
15
you
hit your
flying
AC,
over
Kiki?
you.
No, it does
yeah.
not.
Then he misses you. I got
Yay.
a
So
fucking
she goes,
19 again on the other dice.
yes.
So you go
I'm
up.
so happy you had a good first flight experience.
It's not exactly what she was hoping for, but
Thank you
She
for
doesn't-
flying the friendly skies.
Sometimes,
Not so
we all have this plan of what our
Guys.
first time is going to be like.
That's
And it's
exactly
not always
right.
that. But that doesn't mean it can't be special in its own way.
If Kiki starts
And
dropping
who
bombs,
says first
this
is the
means-
only time that's special?
If Kiki
Good
starts
test.
dropping bombs,
First is the
Excellent
time that you're least practiced at it, and therefore least comfortable, and therefore least capable of enjoying it.
Imagine where you're going to go from here.
All right, yes, Tessa, you keep trying to say something to Kiki.
I said if you start dropping bombs on the air, this now becomes Kiki's delivery service.
Yes, 100%. She's going to deliver
Oh, it does.
double palm, double face
Boy,
palm.
oh
for
boy, oh boy.
150,
There's nothing wrong with any of this.
I think we've made that joke like 3 separate times so far, and every single time we're all equally delighted and Scoot equally face palms.
Accurate.
I hate all of you so
Maybe
much.
for the moment.
We love you too, Scoot.
That's what he means by love.
Neva and Tessa, you two are up, so you may go in
Great.
the order you wish.
Okay, so Darkling Elder is going to attack first. He's going to make 2 melee weapon attacks that are +5 to hit.
Hang on. He has dark vision, so he can. Oh, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's blind sight, doesn't matter. So he will
Yeah.
attack normally.
He rolls an 11 and a 17.
1 hits.
Okay, then bad guy takes 9 damage. Niva gets to do her attacking part of things. Cantrip Shillelagh, and smack the money in front of me with a quarterstaff.
Shillelagh, the Eldritch Bolt of Druids.
Love
Shillelagh, bitches.
the best.
Shillelagh might be the real embodiment of D&D fuck around and find out spells.
Yep.
Shillelagh, bitch.
It's got that nice, like, what do you want?
So I'm using spellcasting plus proficiency, and my spellcasting is wisdom, so that's that.
If Gritty was a spell, he'd be Shillelagh.
I'm going to spend a point of luck there, because
That's
I
a critical fail.
What?
Whoop.
Really?
2 critical fails!
Oh,
She lucked her 1 into a 1.
There we go. 26 is going to hit, is it not, Scoot?
Yeah, it will. Although, I think
Wait,
technically, by
I'm
the
now reminded of
No, you can't,
there was a
never mind.
Twitter meme going around that was tell people you're a DM without telling them you're a DM, and somebody quote tweeted it with, "Does a 28 hit your AC?"
That's my favorite question. So roll
So
your damage there, Neva.
It's going to be 1d8 plus 8 for the actual hitting part of things. But then also, because as of level 6, I get my courtly alignment ability, I get an extra 2d6 of radiant damage added on. So he takes 8 regular damage plus 7... 10 regular plus 7 radiant damage.
That gentleman falls as the shillelagh makes contact, and poof, over he goes.
Fuck around and find out.
Tessa.
all right. So I'm gonna attack this guy with my swordy sword.
Mm-hmm.
First attack. Does a 16 hit him? And he's flanked by Niva. Do I get advantage on that?
He's not flanked right now.
Okay.
You're not like if you were positioned a little differently, you would be, but you're sort of just kind of edge. You're coming across on him. So
What if I moved up to here?
I'd count that.
Wait.
You're harrying him.
then I will. Does an 18 hit him?
Yes, it does.
All right. I have macros now, so he takes
Macro.
18 points of radiant damage.
Nice. He is not feeling that any kind of way.
All right. Attack number 2. Does a 29 hit him?
Yes, it does.
Gosh, this is so fun to be on the other side of.
Isn't it?
He takes another 19 points of radiant damage. Does that kill
Oh.
him?
No.
I'm gonna dump a divine smite into that.
Okay.
So that's an extra 2d8. He takes 8
Also
more
radiant.
of radiant damage.
So I will say Tessa did a number on this guy, but he still is. He's bleeding profusely as Tessa takes her sword and begins carving into this being, making deep gashes that are like it starts with like glittery light and then turns into the blue blood that begins flowing forth. Nick, you're up.
Okay. I am going to be sad that I didn't prepare, or that I didn't take hold person, but that's okay. I'm just gonna. If I move up to like, no, he would get an AO on me. Okay. I'm just gonna magic missile them. I'm not happy about them being this close. For sure.
Pew pew.
For sure. Yes. Do I get for you?
This is going after the giant that's left.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the first one. Do I have to choose whether they're all going ahead of time, or can I choose each one individually?
Are you scored? Wait, what spell are you using?
Just magic missile.
You can fire them one by one if you want.
Okay. Roll 1d4 plus 1. 3 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
2 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put those all on the large lad who's kind of harried by Niva and Tessa there.
Okay. Anything else?
And I don't think I can actually get to a much safer spot than here. So
Pretty safe.
I'm gonna stay right here.
Roscoe.
I will start by. Now, we've done this in the past where potentially I can do like one bolt of Eldritch Blast, and then if I need to move or bonus action in the middle, is that okay? We're still good with that?
Yeah, I'm still good with that.
In that case, Matt, please send one garden variety Eldritch Blast at the giant, at the Famodian.
Yep.
And just because I like to show off a little bit my worldly presence as I'm casting it, I will say, in giant, eat shit and die.
Mm.
Eldritch Blast. Only thing I can do. 25.
That's a hit.
That'll be. Then tonight, Will learns how to build macros. 9 points of force damage.
He's still up.
Fuck attack. Decisions. Okay, I'm gonna use my. How close does he look?
I mean, he's got hit points.
All right, fine. I will use my bonus action to move the hex from the dead one over to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And what you saw was like in Roscoe's right hand. I'm kind of like in profile where you see the right hand, and you just see like Eldritch Blast comes out. It's like a little bit of like a storm cloud around my hand, and then green energy pulses out. Sea foam green hits him, but then the left hand comes around, little southpaw situation, and it is just like covered up to the elbow in storm cloud, and it's cloud and lightning going on. So now with Hex and Radiant Soul up, I'm going to shoot another Eldritch Blast at him. Let's see if it hits, and then we're going to have maybe some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? No, plus. Does a 23 hit?
That hits.
Lovely. Because with Hex up, that's an extra 1d6 necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
With Radiant Soul, it is a plus radiant damage equal to my level. So that gets us to...
The necrotic and radiant doesn't. They don't cancel each other.
Well, that's the cloud around my arm is the necrotic, and the lightning is the radiant coursing through it in my mind.
Got it.
It's very cool, and you're very impressed. So you don't know it, but you are.
Do I have to roll to be impressed?
17. 7 of which is radiant, which I...
Down goes the Famodian.
Yes!
Okay, the big boy is up. There are no more big boys. It is now Thrax's turn. He's going to turn, move to here, stop, make a saving throw, and make it, but he's going to move up. He moves up to that purple area and tries to just shoot blindly into the... Tries to shoot blindly at where the guy is.
Darkness.
And you find that his arrows just bounce off like a force field. Just go flying. Badman is up. He is going to... Now that he can do things... Kate, I need your friend to make a charisma saving throw, please.
You rolled a 19.
He is banished.
Okay.
With
Does that
a
actually count
19?
as him dying?
No, he is sent back to his home plane, but he is not dead.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, I don't get a death bonus if when he dies. All right.
Yep.
Whatever.
He's
Not the end of the
then
world.
going to move over to here, and where the chain is holding that one together, as a bonus action, he's going to, like, it's staked into the ground. He's going to reach down, make a quick check. He's fine. He rips it up, and you see that Famodian grab its chest and topple over.
Okay, so cutting the chains is going to kill them, it sounds like. Let's kill him first. New plan.
Kiki.
So Niva would, in fact, shout out, don't cut the chains, kill him.
Okay.
Wasn't going to, can anyway.
No, but Kiki was going to... She was going to go investigate. This was the guy we were going to... This is the one that Niva knows, the one I'm picking, the bottom right corner.
We could
up on the top.
We
Top
could
right.
ask
Oh,
him
this
how to
one.
free
In
him,
the
but we
spring.
should
In
not
the
just
spring,
straight
yeah.
up try to cut the chains.
Yeah, okay. Let me just see. Kiki's movement is probably... Yeah, Kiki's got 30 feet. I'm assuming 30 feet with her boots of flight. Okay, she's going to fly and hover like a few feet off the ground here.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Wait, what's the X over?
That's
What's
just
the
to
mark
mark
on
the
his-
one that Neva knows.
Okay. So Kiki's going to be like, hi, friend of Niva, how do we get you out? How do we help? So she's gonna say
In a
this
very rumbling voice, it starts speaking to you in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan?
Nope.
Then you have no idea what it's saying.
Kiki will try making gestures to see if it can point to anything, like, or...
Are you able to mimic any of those sounds back to Niva?
Yeah, she can absolutely mimic those sounds back.
Because you could mimic them in a message to Niva.
Okay. I mean, that would be her action, I guess, would be using the
Yeah, to
cantrip
translate
message,
that,
right?
yep. I mean, you have an action, you just flew.
That's her movement.
Yeah, so that's her movement. So
Right.
you have an action and a bonus action.
Okay, so she points to Niva and then transliterates with using her mimicry trance. She'll do it out loud as well as through messaging, and she'll just be like, whatever it is in Sylvan. She's just going to reproduce the sounds.
Yeah, so what Neva gets from the message is a cry for help and to dispel the chains.
Okay. Niva does have a dispel magic.
Yep, it is, and it is Niva's turn.
Yeah, that's all I can do right now.
Wait, no, I don't. Oh, I do. Yes. Ha. All right.
Kiki can also try something on her next turn, just in case that doesn't work. So, okay.
Unfortunately, I can only cast it at level 3, though. Which may or may not work. We'll find out.
It is your turn, Niva. What are you doing?
I can go if you
For
want to
these
think about
chains
it.
a little bit better because, like, I'm worried that dispelling them may also kill them. Does the integrity of the portal look at all changed by the fact that one of the things that was fueling it has died?
Nope.
Well, that's also not great.
No.
Still really want to kill and or capture that hunter I know.
What are we doing? Time is ticking.
Fine, casting dispel magic on the
You are
chain.
nowhere near it.
It's 120 feet.
Oh. Then you can certainly try. Do you cast it?
I'm gonna cast it on one of the ones I don't know first.
Okay.
If it works, I've still got 2 more slots. If it doesn't work, it's the one that I know didn't die.
Okay. So which one? The bottom left or bottom right?
Bottom right, dude nearest to me.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check, please. Do.
12?
I'm
a little distracted.
The binds go away, and he falls over.
Well, shit.
Is he dead?
He just fell over.
Oh, okay. Not like died immediately.
No, because you see the other one has stopped breathing, like altogether. This guy just fell over and hit the ground with a very big thump to the point where he fell down next to Bosco and Thrax, and they just sort of rose up a little bit because he made a big thump on the ground.
So more like collapsed from exhaustion than died instantly.
You could say that, although you don't know what's going on with him right now. So Tessa, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement to get over to him then and check and see if he's alive.
Show me where you're moving.
Probably gonna have to stay in the... Damn it, Thrax! Why are you taking up so much space?
He's on a big old Korg, so...
Well, yeah, that means I'm gonna have to end my turn sitting in the fall court thing, but yes,
okay,
I know...
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw and then a con saving throw, please.
How convenient! Wisdom saving throws are what I'm best.
That's fine.
Hope it's enough. 21.
You're fine, and a con saving throw, please.
I am less great at these. 11.
You don't make that.
I'm spending my last point of luck then. 14.
You don't make that.
I
A valiant effort.
Inspiration, but I might as well just take whatever it is.
Okay, you immediately suffer from... Need that chart. Where's that chart? Someone.
Seasonal affective disorder. It comes in the fall.
Wow. Shit just got real.
It's a real thing.
You are hit immediately with 3 points of exhaustion.
3?
Oh!
And you stumble and hit the ground. You're not out. You're not unconscious, but you are immediately hit with 3 points of exhaustion.
So wait. So what does that mean?
Please enjoy me
I've only-
furiously typing exhaustion rules? Question mark.
Yes,
Yeah,
me
that
too.
Niva right now has...
rolls on saving throws, my speed is halved, and I have disadvantage on ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get it
Whoa.
back? How do you get less?
Long rest,
Go
1
ahead.
point.
Take a nap. You take a big old nap, or other abilities can help you. But
Or
Are we get a special light bulb?
A restoration, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, restoration will cleanse.
6 points of exhaustion is death.
Mhm.
So, see you later.
Tessa, what you want to do? Because you see Niva just booking it, and she's all fucking fast and running, and then she stops and seems fine. She runs again, and you see her
If this was
hit the
if it
ground.
was a disease or a poison, I would have been able to do something. But I don't have.
She's
anything
just
to-
tired.
She's just so
I
tired.
can't. I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry, but it appears that she's at least not in any danger. So I'm going to fly.
There you go. Wings help.
I
That's
can't
my
fly,
first
so I can't fucking do that, Scoot.
So I kind of like look at Neva. I'm like, Neva, I'm sorry, I can't. There's nothing I can do, but I'm gonna go take care of this guy for you. And I fly over and kind of position myself. Actually, I'm gonna position myself in front of Roscoe.
Well, Roscoe's also in the air.
Oh, okay. Well, we're both in the air, so that doesn't matter. I'll flank him.
Okay. So what are you attacking him? No,
I can't. I double moved.
Okay. Nick, you see Tessa tear off into the sky and Niva tear off into the ground.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I watched Niva have shenanigans, and I don't want any part of that. Oh gosh, this is tight.
And remember that the headless statues are still there and still fucking scary.
Still fucking whack.
I'm
Okay.
out by the 3 individual hairs on each shoulder.
So I'm looking to see if I can do a yeah, that's fine. A lightning bolt that squeezes through here. I don't think I can do it without hitting. Well, what's the height difference? Could I shoot a lightning bolt through here that hits him but doesn't hit any of the flying people?
Yeah, Tessa's. So Roscoe's.
I said I'm 15 feet up at least.
So
Okay.
you can make that line. You won't hit Roscoe.
Okay, excellent. And I won't hit Tess either.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you fire off the lightning. You fire off the bolt.
Zip zap zoop.
Zip zap zoop. It hits the barrier. It hits a barrier around the gate and him, and just flies off.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Barrier though.
Barriers. Those.
I wonder if the Fomorians are controlling the barrier.
Could be.
Yeah. So did I?
That's why I'm trying to free them.
Is this a barrier spell that I'm familiar with? Do I recognize it? Do I know any
damage?
characteristics of it?
It seems to be very quite Fey in origin, and it's very strong to be. Most barriers have a limit of if you whap it enough, it will break. You've seen Thrax put a couple arrows into it, and you put a lightning spell, which should do something, but it just sort of Levin's tiny mini hunt just boomed out of there.
Hoink. Okay.
So Thrax will dismount
Yikes.
his cord,
Okay.
and send him away, and the cork will also shrink, and he will grab Niva and he will pull her the fuck out of that area as his action.
Ooh.
Bad
Great,
man's
he
up.
could have just moved his ass over slightly, and I could have not ended my turn in there. But
Yep. He's
Corky ass takes up a lot of room to be fair.
It is known.
It is
I think I may have gotten skipped. Nick did lightning, and then
I
did
am
not
sorry. It
participate.
is your turn, Roscoe.
Wonderful.
That's all Thrax can do, so
Um,
it doesn't. Yeah, we're good.
When he
No,
said bad
that
man,
doesn't
he
impact
he
me.
meant you, really.
So at this point, we're starting to get dialed in on this barrier. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little strange, perhaps.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to, in the bottom left, the chained Fomodian
Mhm.
on the winter, in the winter quadrant. I am going to turn to his manacles, focus on his manacles, and I'm not casting Dispel Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Knock, that suppresses arcane locks for 10 minutes.
So you do that?
I do that.
Are you sure?
He
I'm
said
not
it.
sure, Scoot. It's a made-up imaginary game where I'm flying around and trying to save a giant stag monster.
Is your
Fuck.
imagination
Oh, God.
sure?
Do you cast knock?
Do it. Yeah.
I can't tell you not to do it.
Yep, I do it.
You cast knock. The manacles stop. He looks and just fucking rips them out, and nothing happens to him.
Wait, what did he rip up?
So
Pulled up his own manacles.
Yeah, he realizes the manacles are now just manacles, and he uses his substantial strength, as he is a large elkman, and just pulls it over, and then just and cracks the shackles.
In that case, we're gonna get sorcerer about it with a little quickened magic, and I'm gonna turn to the spring corner, and I'm gonna cast knock again.
Okay.
I'm gonna use quicken magic to use it as a bonus action, and I'm gonna give some more knock to that top left corner.
Once again, same thing. Knock, stop. He takes him a second to
And roll.
realize it, and then just boosh, and he throws it off. As that happens, the barrier goes down.
Woo!
Scoot, are you saying that it was a knock, pop, and stop it?
It was.
It wasn't.
As opposed to when I did the dispel magic, which was a pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Except drop it in this case is a man's life, so sure.
Yes, correct.
Kill him. You said he's not dead.
No, well, he doesn't look great. The bear comes down, and the badmans, right, that has been fighting with you, just goes, disappointing. And then casually turns away from Tessa, and Tessa gets attack of opportunity if you would like.
Cool. Yes, if I would like.
Just
16 hit him?
just casual.
It matches him, so yes.
Okay.
Smote him. Smote his ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour a divine smite into this as well. So I'm gonna do this and then add on 2d8. So 20 total damage.
Okay. So he takes that. Tessa, I need you to make... So he turns immediately, and as a reaction casts a spell at you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. I'm sorry, no, hang on. I need to check what it is. Do.
Bring it on! All my save bonuses are like really high.
I need you to make a... I need you to make a...
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright, let's see.
Ba. Oh, you're gonna hate.
17.
Nope.
I'm gonna luck it then.
Okay.
It's 21 saved.
It does.
Whew.
Because you would have been hit by Otto's irresistible dance. But you weren't.
Oh, okay.
As he...
Otto's irresistible dance?
All the popping and all the locking would have taken on a whole...
Oh my god, she starts twerking. Now I wish I'd failed. It'd be funny. I thought it was gonna be like Hellish Rebuke or something like that.
No. He does walk into the portal, and then it shuts.
Ah!
Darn it.
Shit.
Damn it.
So now we have 3 Famodians here.
I want to talk to
Two
the
and a
one that I
half
know.
anyway.
Yeah, so he's standing there, and he is that quiet, contained rage, where he
Wait,
doesn't
so
want to hurt other
before-
people, but he's very mad.
Before I do that, I am gonna do. So I can only do this once, but I'm gonna do Cure Wounds on this guy that I was next to,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the only healing spell I've got.
Weirdly enough, Thrax is going to do that too, but he's like, "Ha, I'm out." And he looks at you like he's just class Cure Wounds at like level 1.
Let's see. I'm gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll get. He'll take 23 hit points back.
Okay, it makes him a little less angry. And His
Um,
breathing stabilizes a bit.
Good. I'm gonna
Then
go talk to the
I'll-
one at the northeast corner then.
Then if I see him up, but he still is looking a little rough, I'll use I'm still flying, and I just kind of like spotlight from above, very angelic, hoping he doesn't see that I'm also trying to light a cigarette with one hand. I'll dump some healing light into him as well.
Okay. Nick, you look at those statues and make me a perception check, please.
Oh, do I now?
Mm-hmm. You're the one not currently occupied by something.
That is, I mean, that's
I'm not
fair.
occupied.
Oh, then Tessa,
Not
make
very
a perception check, please.
Perceptive. 15.
Okay.
That's a break point that
I got
often
15.
matters.
Double 15.
You folks watch as
We're
those.
so in sync.
You folks watch as those statues crumble.
Oh,
I guess that's not the worst.
I was very deeply
Unless
expecting
it is the
Condoline.
worst, we don't know.
Well, I mean, that's true. I have no context for my comment.
So, Niva, you want to talk to that big man?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you see him just hands, like big old hands on the ground, just breathing in and out, trying to center himself. As Kiki is sort of flying there, just by his head, currently.
Niva is about as mad as he is, to be clear right now, but she does manage to compose herself enough to ask him, how he was brought here and is he okay? Physically, she knows not otherwise.
Used. Hunt.
Yes. Do I know which court he is, Scoot? I rolled a 17 previously, if that helps.
He's from Spring, actually.
Huh.
So, I mean, this could be Kate interpreting things, but I mean, tell me if my player interpretation is wrong. But like Niva is assuming that since he said he didn't expect to see a huntress here, that phrasing sounds to me like he is no longer with the hunt.
Potentially. You're not entirely sure. You don't know enough. You vaguely recognize his face as someone you've seen on a hunt before, but that also might have been on, like, the wild hunt with Oberon. Not necessarily your individual hunts.
I mean, I assumed that if I'd commanded him, I would have remembered, so.
Yeah, so you definitely... He's not one of you... Like I said before, he's not one of yours.
Right.
But he is someone you remember.
The hunt used you, or a hunter used you?
I will hunt. And you get the feeling he's talking about the portal.
Oh.
That's what he is locked into with a lot of rage.
Yes, please do, by all means, and let me know if I can help. But how did he bring you here? Who is he?
Chalice.
Did he say chalice? Chalice or chalice?
Shall less. I'll type it in the chat so you folks have
Thank
it.
you, because I am not understanding what you were saying at all.
I'm trying to speak Famonian. It's quite complicated. Came with others. And he points to the corpses that are laying on the ground. The other big Famonian corpses.
There's only one of those.
There were two of them. The bad ones you murdered.
The bad guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, their corpses are no longer on the map, so I forgot they existed.
Right, fair enough. Came, stole, and he gestures to the other ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Scoot, you said he was speaking in Sylvan before, and if he speaks Sylvan fluently, we could have a fluent conversation here.
So he can, he's just not.
But he did before.
He made words to Kiki that Kiki transmitted to you. Make me an insight check. So you would know from being around, his folk, as they would have the lands. Like, he can carry a conversation with you. That is a thing that the Famodians can do. But you look at him, and he is brimming with rage at the moment, and he's dealing with a lot of things that happen to him right now. So these are the answers he's giving you at the moment.
Got it.
Anyone have calm emotions? Anyone?
None of us are Neri, sorry. Do you have a way to get back?
And he gestures to the portal.
It no longer seems to be active.
I can make it.
I realize this is quite an imposition to ask. But could I send a written message through with you? I know you've had dealings with my court before.
No.
Fair enough. That's why I asked first.
Bitch, we just saved your life. You can't carry a note back?
Right?
He's had a day.
Kiki doesn't say that out loud.
Yeah.
It's like
She doesn't
3 days
understand the
away from
conversation.
And
I know.
one question more, and I'll cease bothering you. Did the court as a whole do this to you, or did the one individual do this to you?
Chalice did this.
I don't know what that is. Kate doesn't know what that is. Niva might know what it is.
That's his name.
Okay, I'm still not sure if Scoot is saying chalice or chalice.
Chalice.
Okay.
Balance.
Then I'm going to assume that's the dude's name until someone tells me otherwise. Thank you.
He did that.
Then good hunting.
And you see, as they sit there, it takes them a little while, but eventually the other one gets back up, and all of them begin casting a ritual that lights up the gate. And the stag gentleman takes the lion gentleman and sort of puts him over his shoulders and carries them very carefully through the gateway, and they head back to the wilds. The one whose name is Broin, Broin, stands there and just sort of stares at the gate and everything, and you see he's doing a lot of very heavy thinking.
Do you know where this gate exits?
Mm.
Will it inconvenience you if we destroy it?
Connected to the crossroads.
Problem is we have no way of guarding it from this end presently.
We should tell the crossroads.
I did ask about a message. Yes, I understand that the DM is trying to get us to go directly to the crossroads. I'm very aware of this as a player. Niva's primary concern right now is this gate needs to be guarded from this side.
Just write on a piece of parchment, do a paper airplane, and send it through the portal. I'm sure they'll
Does that
get
mean
it.
Chalice brought Famodians from the crossroads
Yeah,
into
that's the other thing.
Because the Famodians can't get into the crossroads at all.
Maybe he came through and then did his own plane shift
But it comes
once he was
somewhere
through.
else and brought them around to this entrance.
Are there any creatures in the... Yes. Okay. I think I can get a message to the crossroads tomorrow morning, Niva.
That's fine. I've sent a message to... It'll take a couple days. I've sent a message to the Spring Court anyway. But it'll take a few days to get there.
Okay. as long as what was that dog's name? The lightning dog. I don't think Nick ever actually got his name. Did Nick?
Loud and angry, or quiet and kind of nice, or very loud and angry, or kind of silly.
Definitely silly.
Scoot. No, I'm blanking because if he'd said loud and angry, I would have said pug.
It was.
Yeah, it wasn't Pug. It was.
Oddball.
Oddball.
Was it Oddball?
Amina, probably. She's the cast.
Okay.
The Boston Terrier.
Oh, you said dude
Amina?
dog, so.
Amina.
Mina. Okay. Nick's gonna continue to not know Amina's name, but that's fine. But the dog from the crossroads.
The professors?
Yeah, we met them at the security thing.
Yes.
They said to visit them at the crossroads. I can send them a message in the morning, like capital S. Send them a message in the morning.
That might be better. As I'd like to. I would like to stand guard over this gate until we can establish guardianship of it.
That sounds very reasonable. Yeah.
And I'm not asking the rest. The rest of you may go to the crossroads directly if you'd like, but I cannot leave this gate unguarded.
No, let's stay and guard it. Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
can't.
we're
leave
not-
you
It's just a day.
Can't leave
Non-starter.
you in, says Tessa.
Honestly, put a hut over it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think things can leave the hut once they're inside.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
They
It's
can.
just not going anywhere for
Mhm.
another day anyway.
I have to stay inside it, and I don't want to be next to the gate if angry things are coming out of it. But yeah, okay. If we can just guard it, if we can stay, camp here overnight and guard it. Send a message in the morning, get help from the crossroads side. Seems good.
That's fine.
So, Braun
Um,
he says he'll stay here so he can let you go through.
You don't have to do that. The people we're contacting will be able to get us through if needed.
He goes, okay,
You have
then,
100
and
on.
he goes through without much argument.
Yeah.
In he goes. The next day, unless Rob has something to say.
No, my wife is making faces at me through the window.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Important things. You folks spend the night. I'm going to assume you tell the skiff about what's going on, that it's safe to come over here now, in theory. Or
Yeah.
what do you-
I have no way to do that.
Right, so
I specifically told him that Kiki could flag them down with a boom.
Yeah,
She could. Do you
So
want
Kiki,
to do you want a boom?
can you set off a friendly-looking boom?
a friendly boom.
Kiki. thinks-
all booms are
Firework.
friendly to somebody.
I know. She cobbles something together real quick, and she, tosses it up 60 feet in the air to do it.
eventually the skiff comes. They look around at the giant corpses, and they're like, all right. And they just sort of set up camp for the evening. You folks rest. Niva loses 1 point of exhaustion. And the
Jeez.
next day comes, Nick.
Okay, hold on. Overnight, I need to fiddle with my spells.
Do we find anything on the bodies? Kiki wants to investigate the
Yep.
bodies that are left.
Go make me an investigation check, Kiki, while
Sure.
Nick figures out his spells.
I don't think
Yeah,
I would
this is good.
be bothering to actually investigate, but I would be around and with Kiki. I'm just
Yeah.
walking
Alright.
around, blowing off some
Because
steam.
Melodians are her jam.
Yeah, they don't have much on them that you recognize. Niva, make me an investigation.
Well, someone's gonna
check.
help, unless someone's gonna help Kiki. But
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise she's like,
Niva is.
Okay,
would I
Nick, what do
re-roll
you...
with that? As a, if
so
she-
I'll let this
I'm
finish.
gonna spend a point of inspiration on that. 14.
You don't find much on them. They are mostly just big brutes. These two, at least, are anyway. They don't seem to have... Bless you.
I just want to make real damn
Thank
sure
you.
of that, and that they don't have any of the traps that sometimes Melodians can have.
So, Nick, what are we up to?
Okay, so I'm going to cast Sending to Amina.
Hmm.
And okay. Hi.
Hi.
At Faygate in Trisands.
Trisands is one word.
Okay. Bad Famodians came through yesterday. We're okay. Please help lock it down.
Okay. You send. Something comes back that says, "Stay there. We will arrive shortly to help you."
Did she say shortly as 2 words? It doesn't matter, but the way you said that confused me.
Definitely 2 syllables.
The message goes.
Because midway, she was deciding whether or not she was coming as small dog form or big
Yeah.
dog form.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for a second, she was just going to arrive short.
Arrive short, right.
About an hour or two passes and the gate.
I love it. I tell everyone this, obviously.
The gate lights up again, and a blast of
Mage armor. I don't know.
You don't know.
Niva's got her longbow trained on it.
A blast of cold air comes through, Niva, and a figure strides through that you have never met, but you are definitely aware of. This is Inverness. He is more or less the High General of the Winter Courts.
That's not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
I do put the bow. I do angle the bow downwards now.
Yeah, so he nods to you.
Put down my firebolt.
Yeah, and he is astride this massive snowy white wolf that he is riding like you would ride the Gax. With him come a number of other Fae that are very similar to Niva from the rest of your point of view, except they are in like gossamer white. They are very pale, and it has just gotten much, much colder where you currently are, despite you being in the middle of a desert in like a decently hot place. So he rides over to you, Niva, and he dismounts. And this, Huntress, I see you've had some dealings here. And he looks over at the 2 giant corpses that, like, they had trouble burning the night before. They didn't quite catch, and they're like, the crew did. Good job.
And didn't get the one who brought them through, though.
You never do the first time.
Are you familiar with this chalice?
No, the name doesn't ring a bell. Did you say chalice or chalice?
At least I got a wisdom tooth pulled out this morning, and so my mouth is not entirely working.
I will use disguise self to make myself look like said chalice for reference.
At which point we pour the wine out of you.
You actually just turn into
I realize that under those robes, it's a very figures.
I can't say that I know this one, but maybe someone in the roads will.
The Springport likely will. I'll speak to them when we're there. Have you come to establish guard at this gate?
Of course. And fuck with the Silver Quartz realms? Why would I not?
I will not get in the way.
No.
Classic Inverness, my god.
Yeah, plus this gate is actually in our
I love him so much.
This gate is in our lands, technically. It's just on the border of the crossroads.
I had a feeling it seemed decidedly unlikely that the wards of Crossroads would fail to the extent that Famodians could enter it.
No, they wouldn't. And if they didn't, the very large guardians would crush them. So this is
the meteors. God, she loves her meteors.
Yeah, but she's kind of drunk, so you know how she gets.
More meteory.
I know. But we're going to take ownership of this until we decide if we're going to disassemble it or what we're going to do with it.
Understood.
You should probably inform Miss Meteors about what's happening here, as this is very close to her territory. And she will
We're
most likely
planning
not
to
be
do so.
pleased.
We, Nick, have you had any word back yet? They said
What?
shortly.
Oh. Have I gotten any other sendings or anything?
You haven't gotten anything, although slightly after that you start to hear bells.
Like right now I hear bells?
Yeah, but they're like sleigh bells. It's like jingle, 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 jingle.
Niva, do you hear that?
Niva absolutely hears it.
Yep. Bursting through the portal comes a big...
Oddball's pulling the sleigh, isn't he? I feel like Oddball's pulling the sleigh.
A real big sleigh that's made to cut through like winter snows that is pulled by 4 like snow white gacks. Driving the sleigh is a corgi with a Santa hat.
Nice.
He is normal corgi sized. In the back is a pug and a Boston Terrier. The Boston Terrier waves at you, Nick, very happily, and the pug is drinking very disgruntledly. You folks recognize the pug and the Boston Terrier from the party, as this is Pug and Amina.
Professors,
Hello,
welcome.
Niva. Where is the Nick? Hello, and she greets you, but she runs over to you and jumps up into your arms as she's the size of like a regular Boston Terrier. You're getting so big, Nick. I'm so proud of you.
I kind of like look at myself. I'm like, I saw you like 3 weeks ago.
Right, and someone's been working out, and she paws you.
Nick blushes.
Wait, is Amina wearing pants?
No, she never wears pants.
Pants check.
If Amina was wearing pants, would she wear
box
them
number
like on
1.
all 4 legs or just on the back 2 legs?
Just probably the back 2 legs.
The forever question.
Right, so I think, and she goes, now, I think you should gather your friends up, and we'll take you back, and we can get you an audience with them, you know, the Lord and the Lady, because they're very curious about what's happening.
I agree. I think it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go.
So who's all coming then, she says.
What about our gax?
Oh, they can, you know, they'll be fine. We can tie them to the back.
Gax
Yeah, I
to the
guess the
back.
4 other ones came through.
Niva is going to tell Apples he is not allowed to eat any part of the sleigh. Or the things tying him to the sleigh.
You never let me do anything.
When we get to the crossroads, you can eat the snow.
I've never eaten snow.
Mm-hmm.
Does it come in any other colors besides white?
You can
It will.
eat many varieties of it, just not the yellow kind.
I love lemons.
It does not
It's the
taste like
forbidden fruit.
You.
It's Gap Tide Pods.
Oh god.
And so, to be clear, like Niva so far today has talked to 3 people. She's talked to Inverness. She's said hello to the pugs or to the dogs, and she's talked to Apples. She has literally not said a word to anybody else.
You asked Nick if he had heard back from Amina.
There we go. That's the only
We're getting
conversation she's had.
super technical about it. But anyway.
Super technical. It was
Yes.
like 4 words.
So you begin to load up, and Amina looks over to see Thrax and Bosco, and she leans over to me and she goes, "Did we pick up another one?"
Leaned over to me.
Lean over to Amina. Sorry, Amina
Oh,
leaned over to Niva.
Oh, to Niva.
He's part of the crew of the sand skiff which brought us here.
Oh, is he any relation to any of you?
No.
Hopefully not. It's going to get weird.
Okay.
He is interested in Tessa.
Oh, should we bring him?
That is entirely up to him and Tessa.
And probably you.
I'm busy looking at the gax. and not hearing this conversation because I'm just oblivious as fuck. I'm just gonna run with it. Oh, wait. Where are we going? We going somewhere?
The crossroads, dear.
My cousin told me all about that. I think some of my cousins are still there, actually.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
It's beautiful. It's been done up for the solstice. The queen really enjoys the holiday. Is it just you folks coming?
I assume so.
Yeah.
Just, looks around.
Okay, well then, I guess we'll have to take all of you, she says, and she just sort of looks at Niva.
Niva's not paying attention.
Amina really wants to play Yenta, and only Satara or Mudra were here to help her do this, unfortunately.
I'm like, Kiki,
Normally
go
Niva
do
would, and in
stuff.
fact, Niva has helped play Yenta before, but she's very much not focused on that right now.
I want to see the all these stories. Let's go.
Rex, you still don't look so good. You still look pretty under the weather.
Yes.
Well, maybe you could move your cloud.
Rex! Look at me, bro.
But bro.
You don't look so good. And I use a little bit more healing light. Just like, I don't know. He doesn't actually, he looks fine.
Yeah, he's not taking any damage. Yeah.
I just burn a little bit of healing light. Would it be okay if Thrax joined us? I would like to make sure he's back up to 100%.
Oh, of course, she says, and
Great.
Oddball just sort of shepherds him into the sleigh, making sure that he's. And unfortunately, though, oh no, it goes Tessa, Nick, and then Thrax.
No!
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Of course it does.
That's why you got to pay attention to what order you're walking when you go into the movie theater.
It's true.
You
It's
can't
important.
make the decision in the aisle. You got to make the decision
It's too transparent.
into the theater. People don't know.
Yep.
Amateur.
So the skiff, they see him off, and they're like, is he going to be able to get back? And the dog's like, yeah, we'll send him back. And the sleigh takes off into the portal. And that's where we will pick up next week.
Yay!
Bum, 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 bum.
For a very special episode.
Yep. For a solstice episode where hopefully Niva won't be as mad. So thank you all very much for coming out to Ryam, and we will see you all next week.